Dream big. There's no other option. Channel PK Town.
All right, we are here with Matt Rife, comedian, actor. He's on Wild 'N Out, MTV's Wild 'N Out. I honestly, I'm unfamiliar with who's in this picture. Can you talk about it?
It's Zendaya. You don't know who Zendaya is?
I do not.
Zendaya is now she's a big time model and actress, but she was like a Disney star kid, and she's a singer as well.
As a kid?
And yeah.
Really?
She's I think 19 now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have a huge crush on her. And,
for real?
On that show, this was last season, my first season on there. We're playing a game called Talking Spit, where each team captain. She was on as a guest team captain.
Can you pull that mic
Of
closer
course,
to
yeah,
you?
I thought I should probably be talking about this. Much better now. We're playing a game called Talking Spit, where each captain sits across from each other and they take a drink of water, and if they hold the water in their mouth, the opposite team has to go up and make the person spit out their water.
I've seen those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're playing that, and she just was not budging. Nothing anybody said she would laugh at whatsoever, and I had a huge crush on her. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna use this opportunity, and I went up and jokingly hit on her. I really wanted to hit on her, but we're playing a funny game, so I had to be kind of in character and everything. So I went up to her and I was just look, you're mixed. I want to be black. Let's make a Lifetime movie, because she turned down the Aaliyah Lifetime movie. And that didn't work or whatever. So I was like, just spit that number out, or spit that water out so I can get your number. And I caressed her face oh so gently, and people just went fucking crazy, being like, you can't touch her face. It took it as I was harassing this young lady, and I was just doing a slight caress.
Yeah. Did she spit the water out or what?
No, she didn't. She didn't. But people still talk about that today, a year and a half later. So it was a fun episode. That's why I thought it was funny that you chose that picture. She's gorgeous, though.
Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Rife. Blowing up!
Trying, man.
Hey, so, the good thing about this podcast is, let me just keep it real. So I've been interviewing people, right? I think this is our 8th one, and I'm so busy right now. I'm married with kids. Shit. I have a daytime job. I run a wedding events company on the weekend. I've literally done 400 plus weddings. I'm almost 40. I got 3 kids.
You're almost 40?
I'm 39, dude.
Jesus.
So I'm just trying to make things happen while keeping the stand-up dream alive.
Of course.
So I'm thankful to the Laugh Factory, Jamie, because, I host here once a week and I do a couple spots. So I see you, right? I see you blowing up here and there. You're always cool. You're always
thank you.
In the Hollywood scene, there's a few people that are just kind of weird.
Of course.
They blow up and you're all of a sudden they're just fucking weird, right?
Exactly.
Dude, what the hell, man?
Exactly.
So I'm happy for you, man.
Thank you, man.
Always been
I appreciate
cool.
that.
I feel there's only 4,000 people that watch this, but for those 4,000 people that watch this, just know that this guy right here, he's always just been respectful, cool, and I hope you keep blowing up, man. I see your Instagram, and last week when you performed, my boy Andy came with a girl.
Oh, yeah?
And they fucking loved you, dude.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Tell them I said thank you.
And I don't know if you've heard this before. Yeah, I'll tell them. But they said that when you stepped on stage, people judge you in the first few seconds.
Yeah, what'd they say?
They said they didn't think they were going to like you.
Dude, I get that
all the time, right?
Often.
Because you look like fucking Justin Bieber, yo. So think about if Justin Bieber did stand up, how hard it would be.
Yeah.
It's a compliment, man.
It definitely is.
Good looking dude, but you have to overcome that fast in the first few minutes, or else you probably the first joke.
Yeah, but you have to also stay. I feel like you also kind of have to keep it humble too, because I don't. It's hard for me to admit to myself that I'm a good looking guy. I just don't
just fucking admit it.
I don't feel right.
Just fucking admit it right here. Just fucking
weird.
admit it. You're fucking because you're a nice guy. But honestly, you wouldn't be fucking doing your hair. But you're good looking. You're good. But you're not a douchebag.
Exactly.
You're cool.
You have to keep that.
You actually make fun of yourself.
Exactly.
And that's why I feel like you're gonna blow up huge in Hollywood, because you have that. James Franco kind of element. James Franco's a good-looking dude, but he understood how to fucking not take it so seriously.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm not trying to be a fucking male model or any shit like that. I just want to be funny, be me, and if girls like it, that's even better. It'll be weird. I'll do college shows. We just did a Wild 'N Out tour that's gonna air on MTV2 in August. It's
nice.
a reality show kind of thing. And we would go to these colleges, and I would walk out on stage, and for the first 20 seconds, it's nothing but girls oh my god, will you marry me? Just cheering and stuff like that. Only girls. I can literally look down and see guys in the crowd
just hating on you,
Really?
right? Hating on you, right?
But then they'll come up afterwards and be like, you were actually really funny. And it's like, oh, thank God. Okay.
Like you unfolded their arms.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. I talked about that in another podcast where I was talking about it with KT, and I'm sure like he has all these like being a pretty fucking guy joke, but like definitely for me, I would see like for me it's Asian guys, right? Because if they bring their girlfriend. And I'm making their girlfriend laugh. They're so fucking insecure.
Exactly.
You fucking paid money and you just want them to laugh.
Yeah.
So they're like this. But then over time, you realize as your jokes get better, like you unfold their arms.
Exactly.
And that's when you know.
Just be likable and funny, man.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you really can do.
Well, so wait, we're gonna go over everything, man. But like, let's just since you brought it up, the Wild and Out comedy tour. So you guys did colleges.
Yeah, we did.
So like James Davis.
No. It was myself. Nick Cannon hosted it.
Damn.
And then,
so these are huge shows.
Yeah.
How many people?
We were doing anywhere between, I think the smallest one was like 900 people and the biggest one was like 6,000.
So I saw your socials just blowing up. So you started going on tour.
Yeah. Because I mean, that's my fan base. It's all people my age and stuff like that. So I mean, everybody who's into social media.
I respect that too because your shit's real. There's a lot of fucking people out there buying followers, man. It's fucking retarded, man. It's lame.
Like if you have 65,000 followers and you're getting 80 likes.
Oh my God. I was about to say 150 likes and 60,000 followers. It's something weird.
Get out of here,
yeah. So that must have been fun doing. Wait, you, Nick Cannon, who else?
Me, Nick Cannon, Carlos Miller, Chico Bean, DC Young Fly, Rip Michaels. And then we had 2 battle rappers who were on the show. Like they would come and like do like little performance at the end and stuff.
Did they bring up students to battle them? Or
no. They battle each other. Like they're both professional battle rappers. I don't know if you've like seen it on YouTube ever.
Yeah, of course.
But so like they write stuff for each other and like I'll rap against them. Like they just the whole cast. Like you kind of have to like be able to rap on the show.
Wow, nice.
Yeah.
So you did that tour, and then I'm sure the after parties are crazy.
No, we were on a tour bus.
We
were on a tour bus, so like we would have to like drive from Florida to Illinois like overnight.
But then right after the show, go right back on the bus. So you didn't really get to
some nights
enjoy.
We would get a little bit of time, but like a lot of these colleges, like I have pretty high standards in girls I'll go out with. Like my number isn't way up there. It's like I would rather sleep with like just 9s and 10s versus like 67s. You know what I mean? And I'll take it sometimes, but.
So glad you shared that. See, first of all, I've been getting pretty good reviews on this podcast. It's small, but it's growing. But then, there's always some trolls that say, oh, PK's podcasts are not interesting enough. If you say that, I just suck a dick. All right. Because
so many
I'm
dicks.
Fucking working 3 jobs. You're fucking trolling at home. And I have fucking real stand-up comedians that are doing it, going on tour on this. And he just shared some dope shit right now.
Yeah,
wait, so you wait, out of how many like out of the show, because I've done a lot. I've done like mostly for me, I did like a lot of Asian culture nights. Like I did like 100 college shows in my 20s, and out of after a show, how many 9s and 10s were there when you looked out?
Oh, the schools we went to? None. Absolutely
0.
None.
Come on.
None, man. We didn't go to like really, really big schools. We were going to like Western Missouri and stuff like that.
Called out. Wait. So, but then they're huge though.
I mean, they're not huge schools. I mean,
I'm saying the shows that came. The people that came out.
Yeah.
How many heads?
Like between 900 to 6,000 or some of them. But I mean, of course not. I mean, I would take probably like 200 to 300 pictures each show after the show.
Damn.
With people. But I mean, a lot of people.
You saw each one?
Oh, yes.
There's gotta be one. There's gotta be.
That's because you get on the back on the bus, like just scrolling through any hashtags, Matt Rife, just looking for any hot girl to tag me.
Well, that's because you've been in LA too long.
Yes, I've been in LA for 3 years.
Wait, where'd you grow up?
Ohio, a really small.
So you're used to the wholesome, like very nice,
I feel like it's a
right?
good upbringing place. I hated it at the time. Like now looking back, I'm like, all right, I'm glad I grew up there.
No, that's what I'm saying. Though, you're used to that type of girl, right? Like very good to marry.
Yes, but now I'm all for fake titties now. Like fake titties are my thing. I love them. I want almost nothing about you to be real. Like I'm ruined because of LA. Like if you're not a playmate, I'm like, oh
shit! Wow! Oh my god! All right. So,
especially with Instagram now, like now you just see all the most beautiful girls in the entire world. Like if you go to Ohio and you see like
I
And
love
Ohio,
I love
9 is like nothing
how
now.
genuinely you embrace that. No, but do you don't you feel like the people at home are like, who gives a fuck, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Great, I love it.
Yeah, they don't care nearly as much.
No, but I'm saying like, don't they shit on you if they think like, oh, you're becoming Hollywood? That's what I'm saying. You don't care about that.
They're more, I feel, like
I love how serious
jealous.
you're getting about this.
My fingertips
This
are
is
together.
the,
I'm really serious.
Deep in thought pose.
Some of them are more envious because, like, the thing you do in Ohio, at least at my school, was like you graduate high school, you pretty much have a baby right after that, then you get married in that order, by the way, and then you work at like a Honda plant or on a farm.
So true.
That's all you do.
That's the.
It's like people are like, I'm not famous at all. Like I'll get recognized every now and then, but like I'm not famous by any means. And like they'll think I'm doing like the biggest shit in the entire world. Like they'll see me perform like the Laugh Factor, and they're like, "Oh my god!"
He made
which
it,
is
right?
which is a big honor
It is
to
a big
perform
honor,
at,
yeah,
but
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's it's not selling out the like Paramount Theater or anything like that. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like their idea of
For
what
them,
Hollywood
you
is.
already you've made it, and
Exactly.
they don't know the next.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm what I would think Brad Pitt is for me. Like
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Oh my god!" Like if I go home, I'm like taking
Wait, which
pictures of
city in
people and stuff
Ohio?
like that. It's a really small town, about an hour west
Youngstown.
of Columbus. No, my grandparents live in Youngstown.
Oh yeah.
But it's called North Lewisburg, Ohio.
Oh wow.
It's like-
How many people?
I don't know, probably a couple thousand.
Wow.
Maybe 3,000. Maybe.
Wow.
Yeah. Like my high school had
Three-
like 500 to 600 people total in it.
Wait, there's 3,000 people in the whole city, but the high school had 500 people.
High school is
Come on.
maybe 400.
Wow.
There's not a lot of people in this town at
Yeah.
all. And there's like smaller
Like,
towns
everyone
branched
knew each
outside
other.
of it. Yes, everybody for sure knew everybody.
How come The Bachelor always comes from a small town? Like you should apply for that.
For the
It's always,
Bachelor?
yeah, no, it's always like some dude from like a small town. like a farmer.
Always.
Yeah. So
Where did this guy come from?
I definitely think you should look into that, man.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, you should do that. Shit. The Bachelor, ABC, Matt Rife. You would blow
Scout
that up. No, I'm not.
That'd
We're
be
putting it
dope.
out there, man, into the universe. That might happen. So you grew up there,
Mhm.
and then you know.
I moved here when I was 17.
So where were your comedic influences? Like, who did you?
Dave Chappelle, Dane Cook, and like Jim Carrey are like my three that I really like looked up to and like made me want to do comedy and acting and stuff.
Right on. And then when did you decide like I'm gonna
Well, I started at 15. Started doing like open mics and stuff, and that
in
like,
Ohio?
Yeah,
Where's the closest big city?
Columbus. So
Oh,
I would
Columbus.
drive like an hour.
Columbus
to do
is
the
it?
open mic.
Isn't it a very Christian city? Like a
No, not really. I mean, it's more
Not that it's
like people are more what's the word, sensitive to things.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It's like
I mean, it's not super religious or anything, but like
I'm a
they're not-
preacher's kid, and I saw this Christian concert video, and it was from Columbus. And it was huge,
Really?
and it was just I just thought like,
I mean,
okay.
people do go to church out there,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
not. I mean, at least that I know of, people aren't like praise Jesus every single day. You know what I mean? But yeah, people are more sensitive. Like if you make a joke about retarded people in LA, people are like,
Yeah,
They
yeah,
make it
yeah.
in Ohio, people are like, oh, jeez.
They're judgy, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's like shut up, it's a joke. You
Okay.
know. But
and then what happened? And then after
started
that,
open mics at 15, and then that like transformed into bigger shows, and I did a guest spot for DL Hughley when I just turned 16, and I recorded that set and put it on YouTube, and I would like tweet back and forth with DL and stuff, and I ended up getting a manager out of that. He found me on social media, and I like lived in Atlanta for like
wait,
the
time out.
summer
How did you get that guest spot with DL Hewley?
on Twitter. I just
You
hit
just
him.
hit
I
him
just
up?
hit him up. I was
And he replied?
yeah, he
What
was
a
like,
freaking
I
dope
guess.
ass guy,
dude.
man.
I cannot even believe I
He's
did the
so-
shit I did
that-
when
that-
I was
I've
15
already,
or
I mean, I
16.
always loved him, but that
Mhm.
makes me love him even more.
Dude, I like him and Ralphie May are both people, and Finesse Mitchell. Those were all
they
like the
all-
first three people I hit up like on Twitter and stuff, and they were like, "Yeah, if you want to do a guest spot, I guess." Like you're just a
And they
kid.
were like, cool, just come through.
Yeah, like when I showed up to the Columbus Funny Bone.
Were they like, you got to bring people, or they didn't?
No. Like they really just didn't even think I was real. Like when I showed up, DL was like, "You're really fucking 16." I thought you were gonna be like a 30-year-old man saying you were 16.
That's hilarious. That's
Yeah.
cool because I've met both Finesse and Ralphie, but I remember DL. Did you ever see the director's cut of Kings of Comedy on the end of the DVD?
No.
DL talks about he was grinding so hard at the shittiest places and bars, and everybody's heckling him for so long. The first time someone gave him like a real check, like that first fat check, he went in his car and then he just broke down and cried because he
Wow.
couldn't believe that someone gave him that much for all this hard work, and while everybody else was just being rude to him and
That's
shitting on him,
crazy.
and then it like the dream was real that moment.
Ralphie
So
kind of did a similar thing for me with that. I did a guest spot for him in Youngstown, Ohio, at this theater. I was 16. This was my first ever theater show. It was like 2,000 people there. I went up there and he was like, "Oh shit, you actually came!" Like I drove a couple hours to get there. My mom came.
oh wow,
and I did.
Wait, you drove with your mom?
Yeah, she had to drive me everywhere, man. I didn't get a car until like right before I moved out here.
What a cool mom, man.
Yeah, she was the best. So I did this guest spot for him, and I did pretty well, for being 16. And he gave me $100 for that. And I was
You're
like,
serious?
for a guest spot too. And I was like, what is this for? And he's like, he tells a story all the time whenever I open for him on the road. He tells the story about how like Sam Kinison gave him $100 to open for him to do a guest spot one time. It was like when he was like 16 also, because Ralphie started at like 13 years old, I think.
Did he really?
Mm-hmm. So
Sam Kinison gave him $100.
Mm-hmm. So then he did the same thing for me.
Legendary story right there, man. Thank you for
Insane.
sharing that. Dude, true stand-up comedians will love that right there. That's amazing.
I mean, the moral of the story is like he was 13 years old and there was a contest to get to open up for Sam Kinison. And he just randomly did this contest and he won, telling like shit jokes and stuff like that. And he opened up for Sam Kinison and he said he got booed off stage so bad. Like he went off stage like crying and everything. We're like, oh, I'll never do comedy again. It's the worst idea ever. And the reason he got booed was because Sam Kinison told him to go out there and the first thing he said was, fuck this crowd. He said, you do that, you'll win their respect immediately. And he did that and got booed so bad. And he still gave him $100. I thought that was fucking
tricked him?
great.
Yes. That's hilarious. Yes. And then he did a set, but he was booed.
Yes.
So he was in a hole.
Mm-hmm.
That's hilarious.
I thought that was fucking great.
Yeah.
Thank God he kept doing comedy. Like Ralphie's like one of my favorite comics to watch.
Yeah, man. I remember he used to, when I first started, I started like 12 or 13 years ago. He was here a lot. And then he did Last Comic Standing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember this one moment. I was like, man, you're hilarious. And then he was like, are you sure, you don't say the same to Dat Fan, right? Because that was that season. And I was like, no, Dat's funny too, man. But like, you could tell like you've been in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing that he said like during that season. Did you see that season when he was on?
I didn't even know what comedy was.
Oh, you didn't know? Yeah. So he said, they were all like talking shit on each other. But there was this one moment he goes, it's all a game, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I remember he said that here, like, it's just how good are you? It's like sports,
It really is.
It's really just who's going to practice harder, who's going to, when the camera and the lights aren't on, who's writing, who's,
And there's always going to be some people who get handed shit, just like, like the coach's son wants to be quarterback. He's probably going to get to be quarterback.
Austin Rivers.
Yeah.
I'm a Clipper fan. Fucking shit.
So but, it's exactly like sports, man.
So, but before you did that, like I'm like a passionate like stand-up comedian historian, like this stuff. I love everything you're saying. You wrote your jokes and you went on stage or no?
Oh, for like my first time ever.
So like the DL one and then the
for Ralphie.
Yeah, Ralphie. Like where did you practice them? Where did you write them and put them?
I mean, I didn't really practice them. I just and this was at the time
where
I was still like. Remember when you first started with stand-up, you didn't really know about building a set or anything? You would just I would do new jokes every single time.
Did you?
I never knew to like save jokes and make a set. I just did a different 5 minutes every time.
You never wrote them out, typed them out?
I put them on my computer. Yeah, but they were fucking garbage.
You're just writing out whatever premises.
Pretty much. Yeah, there was just like a page of fucking premises that I was like, this is a full joke. This is going to standing ovation. Awful.
Wait, you were new and you're doing new jokes every single time?
Yeah, I didn't know about like building a set and like I thought every time you went on stage was just something new.
And you weren't bombing. You're killing it every time.
I mean, I wasn't killing it, but I was doing decent, like enough that I wanted to keep doing it. I mean, until I had my first bad set, and I was like, "Oh shit, that's what that's like."
What was that? Do you remember?
My second time on stage, actually.
Oh really?
No, it was my third time.
That's when like no friends are there, right? Not everybody talks about that.
And I'm 6 and I'm 15. So like my friends can't come to the club or whatever. It's like a couple family members, and that's it. Yeah, I remember it was like my third time on stage. My first 2 times had gone really well, like for your first time ever being on stage and being a kid. And I went on stage. I did this joke. And it's still to this day while I'm kind of like scared to do an act out joke where you like fully commit. I was writing a joke about like crying and like just doing like a really dramatic, kind of like I think I got the inspiration from it from like Dane Cook's bit
You
about
look,
like
look
crying
at yourself
hard.
crying
Yeah,
in the mirror.
exactly.
My wife
Exactly.
loves that joke. We saw it live. Yeah.
Exactly. It was something like that where like I'm on like my hands and knees crying or whatever.
Yeah.
And I remember like that's supposed to be the punchline is me doing this act out of crying. And I stop. Like the joke's over. I'm on my hands and knees and just nobody's laughing. And I just had to like get up off the ground to silence and just like all right, next joke. Like it was just awful to like commit to something so hard you think it's gonna hit, and then just nothing. And after that, I was like, okay, this is
Respect,
serious.
brother. Respect.
Yeah.
That was awesome. And then let's keep going in the timeline. And then so you did Ralphie, and then what happened?
After Ralphie, I got a manager who owned the Uptown Comedy Corner in Atlanta. Do you know of it?
I've heard.
Very, very ghetto club. Very, very ghetto club.
Were you the only white guy there or what?
Like me and like maybe one other, maybe. And I had moved to Atlanta, not like all my stuff. I lived with a friend comedian down there over the summer. So I was able to get up every single night at this club so I could get like my comedy chops up.
How did you get up every night? You just got in with the owner or the
Yeah,
manager?
he was my manager was the owner of this club. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I would just do a guest spot every single night.
Nice.
And I did like 150 to 200 shows that summer.
You were 18 then?
No, I was still 16.
What?
Yeah.
And your mom just let you move to Atlanta?
Yeah, it was just for the summer. It was for the summer.
Oh, for the summer.
And I went down there, like other club owners knew my managers, like they would come check me out, and then that moved on to like they want me to come host at their club or whatever. Because I think it goes usually like for like like a normal formatted show, it's like guest spot, then hosting, then featuring, then headlining, probably, right?
Yeah.
So I was getting to the point where I had like 10 minutes of material, and I was starting to like host other clubs, but like really growing up. And just with your comedy career in an urban club, you start to do like music cues. I'm like starting to talk black and stuff like that. I'm doing like mainly black rooms, not so much like Gary Owen style, but like along those lines.
So you had to have your music cue, and
yeah, I had to.
What did you come up to usually? Like, who was your artist?
It wasn't even like a popular song. It was just a dope song that I can't remember what it was. It was "Do It" by
it was like a
by
Dirty
something.
South, like
Yeah.
Anthem.
And what really changed that for me is Eric Griffin, like one of my best friends, loves this story about. I was still 16, and he wanted me to do a guest spot for him in Pittsburgh, which is like it was like a 3-hour bus ride, Greyhound bus ride from Ohio. So I was like, all right, I'll do that. not that bad.
That's dedication right there, man. Bad. Wait, for how much?
It's like $80. So I saved up to go do that.
If anybody watching you would do that. That's respect, man. 3-hour bus ride for $80. You're like, all right.
Yeah. So I go do this at the Pittsburgh Improv. And Eric's crowd is a predominantly white crowd, workaholics and stuff like that. But it's also Pittsburgh, so it's a little kind of like Ohio, where it's very like down to earth people, not really into a lot of hip hop stuff. I go out there and I do this 7-minute set that I've been doing in Atlanta, Georgia, the most ghetto shit ever. And like my opening line is something like. Could I come up to a rap song? I was like, yeah, you guys didn't know that a white dude was coming up with that music, huh? And like, oh my God, I was supposed to do 10 minutes. I did 7 minutes of silent. And I was like, all right, thank you. I'm out. And from that point on, I was like, I need to be able to do both crowds. White people and black people. And now I can do that. Now I can go to an all like super ghetto club and do well there. All white people. I've done that now. Like that was really the turning point for me, where I was like, "Oh,
wow, wow, that's amazing." Wait, so you were at that Atlanta club, and you're 16, and you're just getting up every night.
Yeah.
So that must have that gave you a lot of material, like just being in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, that really gave me like my confidence. And
did you go to the strip clubs? Your mom's not gonna see this.
No, I've still never been to a strip club.
Ever?
Still never been, man.
You raised a good son, Mom. Because Atlanta strip clubs are crazy.
The club, this is how ghetto it was. The club was actually across the parking lot.
From what I heard,
shared a parking lot with a strip club.
Oh, and you never went?
No,
oh, yeah, you got.
I was offered to go all the time.
But you got to be 18 though, right? Or you just can't?
I mean, I could have went. Like comics just snuck me and stuff like that. But
we went for an Asian culture show in Atlanta, and then we were like, "Hey, let's just go check what the hype is about." And then they had a booty slapping contest.
You go to Magic City?
We didn't go to that one, but there's like a row of like 4 or 5 of them in a row where they're all like pretty close to each other, and they had the girls on stage and like they had the mic up. It was like, a few $100 for the winner of the loudest clap, and they had
Oh
the
my
mic
God.
underneath, and then you had the booty clap.
To the ass cheeks,
To the
whichever
ass.
could clap the loudest.
Yeah, and
Oh
then,
my
like,
God.
all these Asian girls we're with were all insecure because they could never do that, right? And they're like, "Let's go." We're like, "Damn, you girls could never do that."
That's so funny.
Yeah, man. So we were there. Did you go to Fat Matt's, the ribs place? You never went to Fat Matt's in Atlanta?
No.
The ribs place.
Wow.
Well, okay. Like in the air up there, George Clooney, he talks about like the best spots, and so there's this one ribs place called Fat Matt's, best ribs on earth. Anyways, so now Atlanta, open for Eric Griffin.
Oh yeah. So I'm in Atlanta, and my manager takes me out to LA for the first time, and of course I really only know the black rooms to get up here. So I get up like chocolate Sundays here at the Laugh Factory. I do crack 'em up Thursdays.
How is it when you're doing it?
It went really well. I got to meet some of the new comics out here. Got to go up all 3 of the main clubs in Improv Comedy Store here. Really kind of introduced myself to people, and then I came out again by myself in October, just for like a weekend. And it was for a week, so I could take the California proficiency exam, the CHESP, which I guess in California, you like to graduate high school, you just take a test that says like you've learned everything you need to learn in high school. Which is like in Ohio, you have to like get a certain amount of credits and stuff like that, kind of like college. So I came out here and took that test. So that said, I technically was done with high school. So that's kind of how I graduated. And I was out here, I was crashing on Eric Griffin's couch, and he just got me around, got me a couple more spots here and stuff like that. So I really kind of networked while I was out here. So when I moved out here in January, I kind of already knew a lot of people. And then from that point on, I just kind of been grinding.
Wow. And then a lot of the network connections I'm sure you met before, they realized in LA, everybody's just here, right? Like hanging out.
Well, like, luckily, I mean, it was such like a fucking weird thing to do, but like hitting up DL and Finesse and Ralphie, and I actually met Eric on Facebook, playing on, messing around on there. So like, I met so many people through social media. I say met, I really just annoyed the fuck out of them, asking for like guest spots and stuff. Can't even believe I did that. So like a lot of people when I moved out here, they were like, I'd already met them kind of sort of online. So I was like, they're like, oh, you're him. Okay, you live out here now. And then they would like see me actually do stand up, and it was actually not awful. So things kind of.
No, you're really funny, man.
Oh, thank you.
I think the initial. You're welcome. It's true. I think the actually last Friday I watched you, but last Friday was the first time I saw your full 20 minutes.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
I know
you
have way more, but in terms of like you're killing it. Man.
Oh, thank you, man.
And I think the initial reaction of someone is because it's just the same as like if there's a hot female comic, I see the girls in the audience like, man, this bitch.
Like Eliza's got to work so hard. Eliza's so hot to me.
She's
like
hot. Yeah, she's definitely she's been blessed in many ways, top to bottom. Yeah, I mean, even with that, I remember one time I talked to a bunch of male comedians, and we're like, it used to be back in the day, if you're a female comedian, you were ugly. Like there were a lot of female comedians that's why you're a comedian. But now there's so many friggin' what the hell's going on? Dude?
No idea.
So there's a lot of hot female comedians, but also with you, if they see this guy like, oh, is he an actor, model? Like, is he just trying to do comedy? I definitely think that it's a good thing for you to be underestimated.
I think so. I'd rather be that than, people expect too much.
Yeah.
You can't live up to that. So yeah, it's definitely, I kind of like having to dig myself out of a hole a little bit, because I feel like the respect is real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if somebody tells me, hey, I didn't want to like you, but then you were actually really funny, like that means more than anybody who was like, oh, I saw you walk up and I thought you were adorable, and I just laughed at everything you said. And it's like, fuck, I don't know if I was actually funny or not. So I kind of prefer that.
So like in that whole tour and everything like that, you didn't get to party. You guys were just like show to show to show. What'd you guys do? You guys just party in the bus though, or like
basically? I mean, we would like gamble and stuff like that. And those dudes have way more money than me, so like gambling was nothing to them. And I'm like,
how you gonna try to bluff Nick Cannon?
Oh,
you're like 100. He's like 10,000.
He lost a lot.
Are you serious?
Yes, so much money. He didn't even gamble after like the second day of me on the road.
Poker, right? Hold'em.
No, we played a game called Guts.
Oh wow!
Have you ever played it?
No.
It's the easiest card game in the entire world. This is what it's so addicting.
Can you explain it or no?
Like let's say there's 3 people here, so it's easier. It's more realistic. So you get a card. Everybody gets 2 cards, and I would be dealer, so I go last. Just go clockwise, and everybody puts in anywhere from we'll play like a $5 hand to up to a $100 hand. Where everybody puts in $5, and then all you have to do to win is have the highest 2 cards. But if you think you have the highest 2 cards, you just say I got. or you can fold, obviously. But you can also bluff. So like if I have a 2-9, which is really nothing, and I say gut, you could be like, oh shit, does he have a king jack? Like what is it? And you could have a jack 10. And you could have beat me, but you fold because you think
it's like poker.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like,
But the thing that really messes you up, if you win, if nobody guts, you take it all. Everybody puts the $5 or whatever the initial hand is back in. Yeah, but no. Sorry. Let's say I win it. Nobody bet against me. I walk with it. We all put in the $5 or $20 hand in back in. We all do that. But say you and I gut, and that person doesn't or whatever. Say I win that again. You, because you gut against me and you lost, you have to reimburse all of it. So if we did $20 hands each, you have to come 60 out of your pocket, and you reimburse the whole next thing.
So that's how it builds fast.
Yes. The more people that gut, the more, because like, so there's 4 people and 3 of us gut, both and 2 of you lose, both of you have to put in 80 now. So like, but you can like win $500 in one hand, or you can lose it in one hand.
So did you play with them or no?
Yeah. I would win a lot, and then I would lose a lot. And I'm gonna have a gambling problem.
Though, right?
Yes.
Right.
So if you win $1,000 and then like the next hand you lose 500, you're like, fuck.
That's crazy.
Why didn't I just walk away?
It's crazy because Nick Cannon has TV next level money. Mariah Carey, whatever. So much money.
we went to like the Flying J gas stations where they have like a bunch of snacks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We went there and he was like, I'll pay for it. Whatever you guys want, we'll ball out here at this gas station. We spent like $700 there, and we would go up there, check our stuff out. We would all go to the bus, and he was standing there to pay. The lady called the cops on us because she didn't think it was gonna go through. Right? Yeah.
Was she Asian?
No, just old
Who are you?
white woman in fucking.
You go now. No way, dude.
She called the cops. She was like, they're all walking out with their stuff. He says he's gonna pay for it, but I don't know if they are.
Oh my god.
Like she did not know who he was.
Just for cash, huh?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
$700 is nothing to that dude.
That's so cool you broke it down like that in terms of the tour, because I bet people have this certain image where it's like this rock band.
It's not
girls
like
just
it's fucking 10. There was 10 dudes on the bus because it's a production crew too.
Yeah,
so there's 10 people on the bus.
It's more like dudes. Male bonding and
it
fun.
Really is.
Right.
The bus just got gross because nobody's cleaning up after themselves.
Most of us have been disgusting.
Yes. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Lower your expectations.
Yeah. So, because I remember Dwayne Perkins, I was talking to him, and then he opened for Daniel Tosh, did a huge college tour after Tosh.0. And I'm like, so where was it? And he was like, man, it'd be huge crowds. And every day we would just go back into the bus, and we would this is the only way they splurged. They would just have like food ready for them, like a nice steak meal.
What?
You know, and they would just like, it would be huge shows, go back to the bus.
That's what it is, man.
Eat, and then you do. Everybody's probably.
You guys gotta be partying your ass off.
Yeah.
No, not at all. Even if I did like a college show on my own, like I'm not like partying with like the students or anything like that. Usually, I just go back to my hotel and fucking sleep.
That's good, man.
Yeah. I'm not a big party. I don't smoke. I don't really drink.
You look like a partier.
I got that yesterday. Somebody said that
right?
yesterday. Like you look like you would just go crazy.
Yeah.
I don't smoke weed. Don't smoke cigarettes.
So other than stand up, what's your thing? Like, what's your how do you let loose, take the edge off?
Like a lot of outdoorsy stuff.
Wait, how old are you now?
20.
Damn, you're not even old enough to drink yet. Why? Wow.
Yeah.
You have such a good head start, man. You're gonna be so. I mean, you're already blown up, but dude, sky's the limit, man.
Thank you, man. I hope so.
Most people start at between 18 and 25.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I'll be doing it for 10 years at 25. Like, some people hadn't even started.
I started at 26.
See,
and I wish all my life, that I started earlier.
Even I wish I had started earlier. Like, I hear Ralphie started at 13. I'm like, shit, I missed the boat.
That's hilarious.
Like,
but when did Chappelle start? Chappelle
14,
started,
I think.
Yeah. So think about, and then that's why I hate it. Like, a lot of people in the Asian community, they don't know shit about stand-up, right? Like, a lot of times when they come, I bring them, it's always like the first time ever. Yeah. So they say, why haven't you made it? Like, Russell Peters took 20 years. Like, Louis C.K., these people took a long time. There is no, like, quote unquote.
An overnight success is still an 8-year success. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, people think that shit's overnight. Like, a friend of mine is an actor, and he does, like, a lot of commercials. Like he can book them left and right. And I'll get, like, Snapchat texts all the time, like, why aren't you in commercials like him? Like, because it's that fucking easy? Hey, why aren't you in the Neighbors movie? I don't know, because Dave Franco's in the Neighbors movie. Like, people think it's way easier than it really is.
What's your, are you trying to go into like comedic acting too, or
Oh yeah, like acting, I love it. I'm working on like my own show right now that I'm going to start pitching around. So I'm really excited about. And I've done like a couple Disney things. MTV really likes me, with being like in the Wild 'N Out family. So I mean, that's eventually what I want to do. Like I would love to do like film and television stuff and have that kind of like help propel my stand up. Like I want people to see me on TV or in movies and then be like, oh shit, he does stand up too. Let's go see him live. Like that kind of thing.
That's why I respect you, man.
Nah, thank you.
There's so few actors that can do that. They think they can do that. The other way, you can't. You got to do stand up first because it's an art form that's so raw. You have to fall on your face and have pain.
Yes.
And
you're not doing a million takes in front of people. Like no, it's a live audience.
It's not like a YouTube vlog where you could edit it, there's a lot of YouTube stars that try to do stand up and they eat shit.
I like despise internet stars. Like I have like 3 friends that are like internet celebrities, like King Batch, Tim De La Ghetto, which Asian people love. By the way. Exactly.
I love Tim.
Exactly.
Man. He's legit though.
Tim and DC Young Fly are the only 3 internet people that I'm cool with. Like,
I think there's a lot of funny people. It's just that like I told Kevin Shea, man, like there's some big YouTube stars that are like trying to do theater shows now and they draw, but they try to do stand up and they bomb. And Kevin's like, I fucking jerk off to that shit. He's like, when I see YouTube stars bomb, I jerk off. He's like, because my career. He's like, fuck that.
Dude, like that's so fucking accurate.
Oh my god.
So many of these guys are like, oh yeah, I already have the fan base. Let me just go ahead and sell out a theater and then be awful.
And they take They do a lot of the college shows.
Yes.
And they don't realize you can't like do takeovers with jokes. Like you can't be like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Let me try that again. Yeah.
That's one thing I respect about my dude King Batch. He's starting to do stand up now. Like he won't do any of my shows around town. He won't like co-headline an event with me or anything like that because he doesn't feel like he's ready.
Oh, he's like you're already on another level.
No. He just doesn't want people to come see him yet because he knows that he can sell out somewhere, but like he wants to actually be ready and be funny. I'm like that's really smart of him to do, I think.
Did you take acting classes or no?
Oh yeah, I took a couple classes when I first moved out here, whatever, and now I feel like pretty confident about my skills. I don't have to do that at least as much. I mean, you should always work that muscle.
It's a totally different muscle.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes I'll just like go find a script somewhere and just run it with like my roommates and stuff like that. Just like it's like working out.
That was the thing that I feel like. I mean, of course, like a lot of in the comedian circles, a lot of people have already talked about this, but like with Dane, like one of the most amazing stand-ups ever. But there's just another acting muscle. Yeah. And I feel like instead of being the headliner, instead of being the main actor in the movie, he could have started just, being a supporting actor.
That takes a lot of ego to do though, because stand-up's like a one-man job. All eyes are on you.
Yep.
And then he starred in a couple movies.
Yeah.
So I mean, to take that backseat role after you just sold out Madison Square Garden is like, that's hard.
It is, yeah. So I'm sure when you're in it, I think
somebody's gonna tell you, "Hey, you can't be the lead."
That's when you need some real close homies that are like, "Yo, dude, like, are you sure? Are you sure?" Like, and so that's when the friends come into play.
Exactly. That's one thing you got to remember in LA is surround yourself with the right people, not a bunch of yes men.
Exactly, not a bunch of yes
men.
That's
like Dane and I are good friends now. Like I get, which is fucking bizarre to me. Like he was the first person I ever saw.
I saw your Instagram post. Yeah.
A Nationwide Arena when I was in 9th grade, and now like we'll hang out at his house, play basketball.
Where's Nationwide? Is that in Columbus?
In Columbus, yeah. Fucking so many people there.
Yeah.
And now we hang out, and it's like now I'm close enough where he'll be like, "Hey, do you think like so and so is a good premise?" I'm like, "Nah, not that one." I'd rather keep it real with him than just be like, Dane Cook's asking me for joke advice. Let me just say yes to anything. I want to be a good friend about it.
So. That's amazing. He was your hero, one of your comedy heroes, and now you're just kicking it with him.
Yeah, which he gives like phenomenal advice.
Yeah.
Like just hearing his stories and stuff like that, I can only learn from it.
Do you know how fucking amazing that is?
It's incredible.
Like the energy that you put out. I'm not into the fucking secret or anything, but I do believe like you put out positive energy, and then you've just been working hard. Like you've seen Dane here. He was on stage in front of the whole sold out basketball arena in your town, and then you're fucking hanging out with him now.
It's insane.
That's insane, man.
I remember the first time I met him was the first time I visited here when I was still 16, and Eric Griffin introduced me to him. Like he walked upstairs in the Laugh Factory, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Is that Dane Cook?" And he was like, "Yeah, you want to meet him?" I was like, "Yeah." And I went up to him, and he was like, "Hey, I'm Dane." I just said, "Oh fuck," which is totally a bitch thing to do. Like, don't do that. after the age
Did
of
you
like
shake his hand
11.
like this?
Kiss his hand.
Dude.
My king.
My
It's
lord.
like the most bitch thing
Yeah.
ever.
No, I was star. Everybody start. Yeah, he's huge, man. Monster star. Dane,
So
I took when he was in Boston. My wife and I were there when he was performing at the TD Bank North Garden.
Mhm.
So like we had gotten tickets. We saw him live, and it was the one that it was taped for HBO. That one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so
Shit.
he was in the editing room, and he actually put me and my wife in the. If you watch the show, like they do shots of the audience. We're in the show, and down here at Laugh Factory, we're cracking up. I'm like, yeah, I know you needed some diversity in the crowd. There weren't that many Asians. It was we were like twice, like, oh, Asians laughing. And my wife loved it.
You guys are the same Asian people.
We're
Like, more
Asians at different angles. It was just us at different angles, different jokes.
Hey, can you guys go sit in those seats over there? So it's like,
but it was dope. I
so
thanked him. I'm like, hey, thank you, man. Like a lot of my friends hit me up. They're like, yo, you were in the HBO special for Dane Cook. It was really cool, man.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
That's like, that's comedic rock star shit. Like, that's where I'd love to be someday.
You are gonna be. What's the ultimate goal for you? What's like the
like I said, I want to do a lot of movies and stuff. Probably have I would like to have my own TV show and sell at the Garden. That's like
a
that's
sitcom.
the epitome of, I would love to have like my own, maybe not like multi-cam sitcom, but just something to have my own show. You know what I mean? And some movies would be dope.
You seem very grounded. Like, is it your family you came from? You have siblings or no?
Yeah, 4 sisters.
What?
Mm-hmm.
You are like Dane. Wait, are you? Where are you in the whole?
I'm kind of middle. I have 3 older stepsisters and 1 younger half sister.
I think that there is something to it when you have a lot of sisters. There's kind of like this. You're a natural, because I have 2 sisters too, and I know a lot of guys that have a lot of sisters. There's a natural. You perform.
Mm-hmm.
They're your audience.
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah,
it helps a lot because, like, especially with talking to girls, because like, a lot of my friends like just don't know how to talk to.
They don't know how to make them laugh.
They just don't know. Like,
fucking
it's like
lame.
just talking to an alien for them. It's like, dude, just fucking talk to them.
Dude.
It's like, no, I'm so comfortable around women. It's like ridiculous.
Dude, I rolled with a bunch of guys. We partied a lot in our 20s, and then in our 30s, a lot of guys got married. A lot of we're all dads now, and then one by one, everybody went to bachelor parties in Vegas,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like already, like you said, there's guys that don't know how to talk to girls, but when you get married, you get domesticated. Like you don't know, these guys, they were terrified. Like these girls, like, we're just having fun. We're not gonna fucking do it. They couldn't even, and like just the fact that I could make them like it was like some kind of magic trick or something.
It really is.
What the hell? It was like crazy.
Like, if you just talk to girls like they're normal fucking people, they won't think you're a weirdo.
Especially, I think the thing that a lot of guys they miss the boat on is the hotter the girl, the more insecure. They're just as insecure, if not more. Yeah. And so when you make them like you, instead of putting them on a pedestal.
Yeah, be different, especially. Like, if you see every guy being like, hey, can I buy you a drink? You look so hot. Like, be different.
If you just kind of like just make fun of them.
Yeah.
It's just like,
not in a disrespectful way, but don't put them on a pedestal. Yeah,
exactly.
Like, don't be like, oh, you're the hottest girl I've ever seen in the entire world. If you do that, her confidence is way up here. And
if you point out like she's trying too hard in a little way, she'll get mad, but she'll definitely be like, wait a second. The hell is this guy?
And if you see a girl sitting down and every guy's going up and talk to her or whatever, if your confidence is up and you're an attractive dude, just stand near her and don't say shit.
So
she's gonna be like, well, why the fuck isn't he talking
to her friends?
Which is hard to do in Hollywood because people can be like, oh, he's just gay. Okay, he's not hitting on me. He's gay. All right.
Do you ever get that or no?
All day, every day.
What is it?
All day, every day.
What do you think?
I'm gay.
Why do you think?
Probably a looks thing.
I mean, you got the earring on the left side, so that's not that.
Both ears, man.
Oh, you got both ears. There you go.
Yeah.
So you got both ears.
It's fucking Twink Central in West Hollywood, man. Anywhere I go, people are like,
have you gotten hit up?
Oh my God.
Like,
so many times.
Wait, how many times?
More than I can count.
100?
Since I've lived in LA?
Yeah. Oh, more than 100
More
times?
than 100, for sure. I straight up, one dude was leaving Subway. I was leaving Subway one time. I maybe lived in LA for a year. I'm walking back to my house, and this dude at the bus stop was like, hey, man. Hey, boy, I know you here. You for rent? You for rent, boy? Can I like rent you for the weekend? I was like,
wow.
What? A little part of me wanted to be like,
Wow.
how much? Like just to see what my self-worth was.
Yeah.
But
More than 100 times.
yes.
I've legitimately been hit up like maybe like 2 times. Like a guy at Starbucks was like, "Hey, can I buy you coffee?" And I was like, "What do you mean? Like I didn't like, you know?" And he's like, "Oh, just can we hang out? I want to buy you coffee." And then it just kind of hit me.
Mhm.
I was like, "Oh wow!" Like I've never been, but then more than 100
Only
times.
2?
Yeah.
I mean, like you're a good looking dude, especially
Thanks,
for being
man.
40.
Well, I don't think that I hang out here. I go to Laugh Factory and I go home. You know what I'm saying? Like,
where do you live? What part of town?
Glendale, you
live in
know.
Oh, shit,
Hey,
okay.
bro,
Yeah.
there's a bunch of Armenian dudes smoking cigarettes. Like, not that many.
I don't think Asian dudes are that type.
Yeah. Well, one
Or
time
Armenian dudes.
it was so
types.
funny. It was a long time ago, like 10 years ago, and there was a group of gay Asian guys came in, and then I hosted, and then Dane was blowing up, and then he came in, he's like, "How's the crowd?" And I said, "Oh, there's they're cool, And then I go, that group in the front, it's a group of gay Asian guys, right?" And he goes, "What?" Because it's like rare, right? He's like, there's like a big group of like 8 gay, and then he goes, "What?" And then so he just nonchalantly goes up, he's like, "Hey, how you guys doing?" He's like, "Where are my Gaysians at?" Right? He's like, "Where are my?" And he would look in the direction. He goes, "Where's my Gaysians at?" And they're like, "Hey." It cracked me up. Gaysians.
That's hilarious.
Hashtag Gaysians.
I love it.
Yeah, man. Well, thanks for coming in, brother. I know you came in from NoHo.
Yeah, a little bit of a drive, but I had fun, man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you talked about your life story.
And it's out there now.
I've been asking people on this podcast, and I know it's a serious question, but so like for you, like what do you think is, because I was a philosophy major in college, the meaning of life?
The meaning of life?
Yeah.
Shit. Fuck bitches, get money. No, I'm kidding. No, not that. That's not it.
It could be. Why not? Shoot,
it's definitely a goal in life, but
Yeah.
A meaning of life. This is gonna sound basic as hell, but meaning of life is, I think, shit. I don't even know how to word it. Like,
so there's no right or wrong answer, Well, actually, there could be a wrong answer, but there's no right answer.
Do what you want to do, like what makes you happy. Follow your dreams. And don't be a dick.
I like the don't be a dick for sure. Definitely go for your dreams.
Yeah, I feel like that's just what you're purposely. Yeah, that'd probably be
actually I like that a lot,
just
man.
Be happy and don't be a dick. Like don't fuck with other people, I guess. Yeah, but that's probably it. Not exactly a Hallmark card.
No, I like that a lot. I think Alicia Tyler. No, wait, am I saying her name wrong? Pretty.
Aisha Tyler.
Aisha Tyler. Super smart, brilliant comedian. She's been married for a long time, and someone asked her, "Hi, what's the secret?" She's like, "Just don't be an asshole. Like, don't take people for granted." You know. And I definitely think that you're living what you say. Like, you're going for your dreams. You're not a dick to people, man. Much respect, dude.
Thank you, man.
Keep doing your thing. Keep going all the way, for sure. Thanks for coming in.
Appreciate it, bro.
Matt Rife, look him up. Gonna keep blowing up. Watch him in TVs, movies, MTV's Wild and Now. You can see him here at Laugh Factory, performs here all the time, man. Thanks for coming through, brother.
Thank you, man.
Peachy kimchi.
Yay.
Dream big. There's no other option. Channel PK Town.